I can.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we'll begin recording. We're gonna start with some basics, as we have persons that are pretty new on the line here, and I have an agenda here. Let's see here. Okay, a little back office training once again. We're gonna start with someone new, which is, let me see who is the latest. Okay, let me just get that book. All right, so I'm gonna log into this person's back office.
Errol says he's just not home yet.
Yeah, Errol says he's coming from basketball training. But we're recording it, so you can see it. I know Yannick is having some connectivity issues as well.
Oh, okay.
So that's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen. Share screen. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so right here is the back office, as you all know. The calendar in the future is supposed to be showing TLC events, national events, and so on. But it's not updated as yet. You can subscribe to your uplines calendar to see what your uplines are doing by clicking on calendar subscription, right? And you can even search. So you can click on add new subscription, and you can search. Let's search for Pam McCrae, just in case she's using hers. All right. McCrae. Oh, it's two C's. No. Let's see. Pamela. Yeah. All of these people are somewhere in the binary. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Okay. All right. Not seeing that person. Let us search for, let's see, Nathan. Here we go. Nathan McCrae. So I could subscribe for Nathan McCrae's, calendar, and go back to calendar and see if it's showing up. But it's not showing up anything. We can go ahead though and put, let's say, Sunday. We like to add something to our calendar and just set it so our team members can see it. So this is a work in progress, but just bear it in mind that whenever it's on stream, you can come here and see what's going on in the team, which can be very important. All right. All right, My Business. Everybody is familiar with My Business, correct? Retail customers, upcoming promotions, downline ranks, and some of these features are premium features. Volumes is very important to look at volumes. This is a new IBO, so you see left volume, right volume for that person. You can look at rank advancement as it requires, how far you are from the next rank. We also have a section for quick reports. Can look at smart ship that are not run, find out if the person forgot to order their smart ship, etc., etc. Persons that are inactive, you can reach out to them as well to see how much you can, reconnect with them, etc. Right? Basics. Enrollment. Once again, enrollment is if you like to enroll somebody here, you click there. Now, let us talk a little bit about the website. Right. So this right now is the person's website. If we took out enrollment and just click enter, this would be the person's website. Now, let's say you have customers that want to shop on your website, and some of them don't want to, go through the process, or not technological savvy, or for whatever reason. You can go ahead and, create the account for them, use your card and collect the cash. Here's how you do it. You click on shop, right? You select the product that the customer wants. Let's say the person wants let's say they want a 3033 kit, which should be here somewhere. Well, it is similar to the Get Set kit. Only difference is that it's energy. It's NutriBurst Plus as opposed to NutriBurst. So let's say this is what the person wanted. You click on that, and then you go ahead and click proceed to checkout. Follow the instructions. If the person doesn't have an account, you go ahead and create an account with the person's information, first name, last name, email address, and so on. And then when you complete this process, it will give you an option to check out. Now, whatever the volume of that product, that particular package is 100 volume, which would mean that you'd get 50% of that amount, which means you get $50 for that order. Actually, no, it's 120, which means you'd get $60 for that order, right? So whether it's you that's doing it or somebody else, if you are doing it, once the order is made from your back office, the company will send the check to you or send the money to your account. Everybody clear? Any questions? God, this is very important. Peter Gay, I can see that you're trying to talk. Can you unmute? Okay, let me unmute you. All right, go ahead, Peter Gay.
No, I was saying when you create the account, right, and you put in the person's name, email address, like I create a username for them?
Yeah, you create everything for them.
Okay.
All right. Once you complete that process and complete the purchase, the company knows that, listen, see, by this, they know that it's your website, so they'll send the money to you. All right. And if you what you call it, customize this page, then it will show your picture, it will show your name, email address, even your Facebook, your social media information as well. Everybody clear?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So that's that. All right.
Can
So
I ask a
order.
question, David?
Sure, go ahead.
You had said something about a premium feature. What is a premium feature?
Great. All right. So if you go to your back office to the front part, you notice that it says enjoy your preview of the premium.
Oh.
Afterwards, after 30, so because this is a new rep, they have 26 days left. After this, you will have to, subscribe. The subscription fee is $19.95. And as I was saying, some of the features like rank advancement here, Teams activity, new distributors, those are premium features. There are also the whole in tank feature is also a premium feature. Some of the reports in your business that gives you advanced, access to your binary and so on are also premium features. You can set you can create a smart chip also for your premium access as well. Here, let me double check here. Somewhere here.
How much did you say it was?
$19.95.
Is that per month or for a year? Or?
Oh, per month.
19, like 195?
Yes. Somebody is marking up on my screen. I'm not sure who that is.
That's me.
Okay.
Sorry, David.
Okay.
Can I undo that?
Let me undo it. Hold on a second. Okay. All right, so we're all good again. All right, so everybody is clear on so far. Let me see here. No. All right, so it's during this, whenever, it's because this person already have the premium, they're not able to, you know, you won't see the smart chip here. But once you set it up, it will be created as a smart chip.
Where do
Okay.
you sign up for premium?
Right. So it will be, you can sign up right at the front of the screen here. See, it gives you a little option here. I don't know if you're seeing my mouse. Click here to upgrade.
Okay.
All right. Once you upgrade, it will automatically create another smart chip as well.
Okay. And one more question.
Sure.
How long does it take your Payoneer card to come in?
Anywhere from 2 weeks to 30 days.
Okay. And so I got pay for last week or the past 2 weeks. Where will that go?
Okay, once you have activated your Payoneer account from your back office,
Yeah.
it will stay in the Payoneer account. You can monitor it by going to myaccount.payoneer.com and log in with the email address and password that you had created originally when signing up.
Oh, okay.
Welcome, Errol. Welcome, Yannick.
Hey, evening, guys.
Okay. So that's all right. Any other questions? Yes? No? No? Okay. All right. Remember that we have the resources tab as well. That helps with any questions that you might have about the back office. All right. Remember that you can customize your back office by clicking on that arrow beside your name, click change settings, and you can go ahead and add an avatar. Let me see here. Let me try. Because sometimes the pictures don't work. Which picture is this? Let's see. Let's see if this works. It seemed to be working. All right. This is the logo for my team. It takes a few minutes, as it says here, updates to your avatar take a few minutes before you see them. So sometimes people update it and it doesn't show up or it gives an error. Sometimes give it some time or try a different picture that is less than 2 megabytes. For safe, I would say for safety, 1.2 megabytes. All right. You can update your addresses here so that you can add as many addresses here so that you can have easier access, especially for us here in Jamaica. You can switch between Jamaican address, shipping address, and your mail pack addresses and so on. All right. Payment methods, you can add your cards here. If one card fails, it automatically tries to charge the other card. All right. Okay. All right. Any questions? No? All right. Also, it's important to subscribe here, as this is a new person, to get updates on what is going on with Total Life Changes with the company and so on and so forth. Some persons tend to miss out, and a part of our success here in Total Life Changes is to stay plugged in, and this is an integral part in staying plugged into the company. Okay. All right. So that kind of covers the back office for today, training for today. If there are any questions, if there are not any questions, we will move on to the next segment. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, great. All right, so next question, next section we're going to be going into is our website, our training website. So Total Life Changes Leaders has put together a website called Global One Team Training.com. I think this is phenomenal because what it does is that everybody is pretty much singing the same song, and they put it in a simple way that's become duplicatable. And duplicatable is one of the most important ingredients in our business, right? So one thing I want everybody, is there anybody on the call that has not gone through the 4 phases to success, which is really the fast start training? Okay, so everybody
That's
has.
me.
You have not gone
Me.
through it. Okay, great.
No.
All right, so let me just zip through it really quickly. Firstly, become a product of the product. Um, the best way to share the TLC products is from your own personal testimony. A good example I've seen recently is have like people like Errol. I've seen people. I've not. I know Yannick is doing it, but probably I'm following too many people that I don't see his. Um, I've seen Sandra. You know, as when she got her tea, she placed, shared her testimony, and some other folks as well. Um, that's number one. That's the key to the first phase, to become a product of the product. Now, when we're talking about product of the product as well, you want to make sure that you have a personal order once per month. Now, this is not important for the company or for your upline as much as for you. It's most important for you. Why? If you have not set up a smart ship or set up your personal order for each month, then you will end up like some of my good teammates who have decided to, manually put in an order per month and, missed out on a couple $100 commissions. So, some people think of it as an overhead. I think of it as 1 to 3 products that you can use to replace what you're already consuming on a monthly basis. So it's very important, and we recommend, we are developing a culture of 120 for business building principles, as well as, a mindset principles as well. But we're not going to force anybody to do it at 120 because, we know that persons have what was once small is now big, right? Okay. All right. So or uplines are developing, some incentives to being a part of the what they call a 120 all-in club, where they're going to be, incentivizing persons that are a part of the 120 club, meaning that you maintain your 120 authorship. All right. So the next phase is, the game planning session. I would recommend that if you have not gone, at the bottom of this page here is a game planning session. Right here, the first download on the left is a PDF file. It's quite easy to read. Go through the questions, set a date, and let your upline know what date you'll be in charge of. All right. So, so phase 1 is all about being a product of the product. A product of the product is also a product of the system, which this game planning sessions, helps you to become a part of the system, become a product of the system in terms, your first check, your first launch, etc. So you have your testimony off the business side as well as off the product side. Phase 2. Phase 2 is how to build a list. There's a document at the bottom of the page as well, which shows you how to build a list. Phase 2 also is talking about what to say when you call. We also have a document at the bottom of the page which gives an idea of how to invite. Now, there are many ways to invite. You'll hear from different professionals all over the world giving different advice as to how to invite. What we're doing here is giving um, what you call it, template of how to invite in launching your business, and this is very important, both for online and offline launches. Um, in the document, it goes ahead and shows you how to properly invite. Talks about your target market. Your target market are the 5 pointers and your 4 checkers. 5 pointers are married, have or care for children, own or lease a home, age 25 to 45, household income between 30 to 80,000 US dollars per year. Your 4 checkers are self-starters, coachable, teachable, and trainable. It's very important. Financially able to start a business, not somebody who is looking for a job. Influential as well. Those are your top priority, basically, right? Not guaranteed, but your top priority and your target market. All right. The next page goes into some keywords that you are not supposed to say. Things like opportunity, join this new business, sharing this startup cost, meeting, presentation, seminar, upline, speaker, element, MLM, network marketing, that thing that I'm doing. It is said that these words and phrases create a sense of pain due to the preconceived notions about network marketing industry and people who represent it. Avoiding these words gives you a fair chance to properly expose your business. I know, almost all of us have been through the learning curve where we have said these words and, persons have frowned. I see Yannick nodding. Right? All right. So, next step, best practices. Length of a phone call, 1 to 2 minutes, depending on the relationship with the person. When to invite, keep a sense of urgency. We are recommending inviting 48 to 72 hours in advance. Managing expectations. Pareto rules, which is the 80-20 rule, which we kind of shared on the call before. 20% who say, will say, all right, let me break it down. You have 20% that your expose will say yes to the business. 20% of your business partners will do 80% of the work that gets started in a business. If you want 5 people to show up at your launch, confirm 15. That is managing your expectations. So therefore, you can kind of calculate your income based on your activity. Why we do training is to increase these numbers, because there are persons that are so skillful that can do a 1 in 5, a 6 out of 10 in terms of closing ratio as they increase their skills, right? So the formula for inviting, clear the calendar, block out the time, give them a verbal brochure. So seeing that Kerry is would like to have some role play. Some of my blue people are getting bored. Like I see Sandra with her, hand to her cheek. We're gonna have some role play, and seeing that Kerry is it's the first time that Kerry is going through. We're gonna have Kerry invite Sandra. Sandra is very good at role playing.
Okay.
So
So I'm
based
gonna
on
invite Sandra.
right, so you're
Okay.
gonna look at the verbal brochure one, and make it your own, and go ahead and
Okay.
invite Sandra right now. Go ahead.
Okay. Hold on. Hi, good night, Sandra.
Hi, Carrie. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing and the family?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Okay, good to know. So tell me, Sandra, what are you doing on Wednesday?
Hold on.
Wednesday during the day or the
Okay.
night?
Okay, sorry about that. Let me scrap that. David, why you had to put me on the spot? Let me just read through this first.
No, well, I mean, it's
Go
pretty
for it.
simple. Go ahead.
It's pretty simple.
Pretty simple. You are looking at it right now. Are you seeing the screen? Pretty simple.
Hold on. Family doing availability. Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, great.
So can we start back from the start?
Sure, go ahead.
Sure.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi,
How are you
Karen.
doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So, me and my friends are keeping a lunch on Friday, around about 7 p.m. What are you doing then? Will you be available?
I can be. What's going on?
Well, we have this major project that we're working on. It's going to be huge. It's very big. It's phenomenon. It will blow your mind away. I trust me. I can tell you, it's going to be fantastic. I wouldn't want you to miss it. I know it can be a great benefit to your income. So I would love for you to come.
Oh, okay.
So it's about 7 p.m. on Friday. I can check back on you on Thursday just to make sure that you won't miss it, because I really and truly wouldn't want you to miss this project.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so I call you then to confirm on Thursday.
Oh,
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. So there are a few things, but I'm gonna advise. I don't know if I don't think I did any role play with Peter Gay either. So I'm gonna have Peter Gay invite Sandra, and then I'm gonna have Sandra follow the script as well. And you know.
Well, I was trying to eat a fish at the barbecue.
Huh? Who's trying to eat a fish? What's happening?
No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right.
Andrea, I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. All right. So here we go. Go
I
ahead.
think Shanice just joined the group.
She did.
You think so?
Yeah, I know she's on the line. She has been here. Welcome, Shanice. All right. So I'm gonna mute Andrea for the time being. All right. I'm gonna have Peter Gay invite Sandra. Go ahead.
put me on the spot again. Okay.
Yes. Using the script. Are you seeing the screen clearly?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. Hi, Sandra. How are you today? How is the family?
I'm doing very well, Peter. Just great.
Great.
Everybody's good. Thank you.
That's good. That's good to know. Is it a good time to talk right now?
Yeah, I have a few minutes.
Okay, good. What's your availability for, say, Thursday around 8 o'clock?
Thursday, I think I'm free. What's going on?
I just have something I want to share with you. Okay. I don't know if I had a chance to tell you before about but I'm actually in the process of launching a major project with a couple of my successful friends of mine. And if nothing else, I'd like for you to see what I'm doing, and more importantly, why I'm doing it. And I would love your honest feedback about the concept. Can I count on you for Friday at 8 o'clock?
Sure.
It will be at my place. Do you have the address?
I do indeed.
Perfect. So we'll see you there.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, awesome.
So she did lock location.
That was
She did lock time and date.
Yes, and she locked the transition question if it is a good time to talk.
Yes, she did.
So it does take some practice, and the better you are at this, is the more you'll see your confirmations going up. All right, great. So Sandra, would you like to invite, let me see who I can put on the spot now. I want
Shanice.
Shanice is having megabyte problems, so that's why I haven't put her on the spot.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Yannick be a difficult prospect. Yannick?
Hey, David.
All right. I want Sandra to invite you, but you're gonna be a difficult prospect.
Oh
He
gosh.
gives me
Okay.
difficult prospects. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's go.
Hi, Yannick. How are you doing?
Hey, Sandra, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. How is things? How was your weekend?
It's good. It was good. It was good.
Nice. Good to hear. Did I catch you at a good time?
Sure, I have a few minutes.
Awesome. Thank you. What's your week looking like? Do you have any time on Wednesday night?
Oh, actually, Wednesday, I don't think that would be a good time, though, Sandra. What is it that you have on your mind?
Oh, well, what about Thursday?
Thursday, it all depends. What's your plan?
Well, I'm working on this fantastic project that I'm so excited about, and I'm really excited to share it with you because I would really love to get your opinion on it. And I would love to hook up with you on Thursday night and get your opinion on it.
Sandra,
Yeah,
I've known you for years. I have a lot of respect for you. I
thank you.
hope it's not one of those network marketing things.
No, Yannick, you gotta just come check it out, man. And trust me, I'm not going to sway you.
So it's not one of those snake skin type of things.
No, you know me better than that.
Okay,
Anything that I do is legit, and you know it, right?
okay. All right, Sandra, if you say so, come beforehand and we'll see if we can work something out.
Sounds good. Why don't I pick you up and then I'll bring you?
Well, sure, if you can take my wife as well
That's wonderful.
and get someone to take care of the kid. Sure.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, Sandra.
Awesome. All right. Awesome. That was very good. And Sandra has been practicing this for a while, so it's good to
10 years.
and at the bottom of this you will see practice, right? It's good that Yannick actually brought up some objections, which objection handling is also a part of our script. It says, so like some of it, you say, what is it? Tell me more. And then you go ahead and say, I love to, Yannick, but it's important. I don't want to discuss it over the phone. It's best that you experience it for yourself. If they ask, is it network marketing? You ask back, are you looking for network marketing? If they say no, then great, we need to meet. If they say yes, then great, we need to meet. Awesome. If they say, is it one of those things? And you're saying, what things? Totally clueless. If they said, I've heard about one of those things before, and then you said things like what? And you kind of lead in with your why. There's also a book that says lean in with your why. I need to get the author and send it to you. And like last week, Sandra said, if somebody was to give you $1,000 to read the books, how much of them would you take? And we're talking about $1,000 US. We also have audiobooks as well, so you can actually listen. And listening is good because it helps with belief, and it actually gets into your subconscious by continually listening to it over and over. Okay, awesome. So this is basically invite training. It's very important to keep practicing, and also check back in with your upline. What is that? PDCA. That's the acronym. Right. So as this was, as you're seeing here, you practice, rehearse the script 7 times before you make a phone call. Get back to your upline or your coach. After you've made 5 calls, get back to your upline or coach to see what the response is like, so that you can have the best experience when getting started. All right.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. So what time is it? All right.
Can I ask a quick question on that?
Sure. Go ahead.
So when you guys are doing this, are you booking one-on-one appointments, or are you booking them to come to a launch party or a tea party?
Right. So let's kind of go back to that. Good question. Actually, most times we're doing it towards a launch party.
Oh.
Because what they're saying is for the four-phase success system, professionals launch and amateurs join. So you know that type of mindset.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. All right. So here we go. And that's also a good point, for some persons who are constantly not able to make it, or constantly you want to schedule a one-on-one with them as well. We're not leaving any stones unturned. Right. All right, so the next phase is to schedule a tea party, and the fourth phase is to stay plugged in. All right, very important. Stay plugged in means follow the leaders, follow your upline, listen to the calls, get on the launch calls, get on the regular team calls, the regular team training. Subscribe to Total Life Changes Facebook page, subscribe to their YouTube channel, subscribe to their Twitter channel. Just be constantly getting information so you can keep abreast, because sometimes there are some deals that will really draw customers in that you don't want to miss out on. All right. Awesome. All right. So the next step is on my agenda. By the way, everybody's good with the four phases to success?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to share briefly, very, very briefly, an audio that I shared some time ago. But mindset is one of the mindset is 90% of our business. You can get all the strategies you want, and if you have the wrong mindset, it will give you zero results. Right? I'm going to share a short part. I've found it to be very critical in my daily life, and I'm sure that you all can benefit from it. It's by Tony Robbins, and I'm sure Sandra will be familiar with Mr. Robbins. I'm also sure that Yannick would be familiar with Mr. Robbins as well. Please give a high five if you are, or a thumbs up. All right, great. All right, so this one is called Stay Hungry. I'm going to go to a very, very small part of it. I'm going to share my audio with you guys as well. Let me just stop this for a second and then share again. Share computer sound, and come back right here. All right, let me know if you all are hearing this on your computer.
About 35 years ago.
Yes? Okay, great. Let me see if it's right here.
Getting out of pain is, it takes away the purpose of drive. How many of you know somebody who takes antidepressants right now and they're still depressed? That's because they have the same story. Even though they changed their biochemistry, the same story brings them to that lousy place. If your story is, I don't have the resources, that story is going to kill your future. If your story is, I can get any resource I want if I find a way to add enough value to other people's lives, then you can get the resources. It's so amazing. I don't know, because in Australia you don't have a lot of places to go. I know there's a few, but how many of you in this room ski or snowboard? In skiing or snowboarding, if you take up the sport and you get on a real state, or Australians call sty, they learn to carve. Those are the people that have skiing. They have been abused as a child. It may be true, but that story is not why you don't have great relationships or a great business now. You don't have great relationships or great business now because you're so afraid of trying and failing, you keep telling that story instead of taking action. Third key, the most important key. Because by the way, if you come to somebody and they go, well, I'm big bone, they go, that's just your story. They're going, I'll show you a story, I'll beat you to a pulp. We have to do this to ourselves. But if you are going to help someone change, including yourself, you need the third element, the most important element. And that means you need the right state. What Australians call state. If you're going to have the right state, then what you have to understand is your state determines how you think and feel. Right? How many of you in this room can remember a time when you got really angry at somebody? Did you ever notice when you're really angry at somebody, suddenly you remember everything they've ever done? Because when you go in that angry state, it makes you take the parts of your brain that relate to a story that supports that state. On the opposite, how many of you in this room can remember a time in your life when you fell head over heels in love with someone out of your mind? How many can remember a time like that? Say I. It's been a long time for some of you. Is that all the... Make the sound of head over heels in love. Go ahead, make the sound. Is that short-lived for you? Let's try this. Ever been so head over heels in love you couldn't stop thinking about the person? You want to make love to them every moment. You're just dreaming of them. You felt them wanting you. You wanted them. You're out of your mind. Make that sound. What does that sound like? Go ahead. Much better. Much better. See, in the beginning of a relationship, when you love somebody, what will you do for them when you love somebody? What will you do? Anything. If they say, would you take out the trash? You go, take out the trash. Right? But after 7 weeks, 7 months, or 7 years, or 70 years, somewhere in that range, something clicks different in you and they go, could you take out the trash? And you go, what do I look like, your janitor? And they go, I don't know what it is. We used to have so much passion. Where did it go? I'll give you a clue. Write this down. If you do what you did in the beginning of the relationship, in the end of the relationship, there won't be an end. If you do what you did in the beginning of the relationship, in the end of the relationship, then there won't be an end. How long have you two been together? A year. 20 years from now, there'll be no worries for you two. Then I'll give you all your money back, plus you get to keep everything out of life. And you look back on it over the last 10 or 15 years. I'd be willing to bet there have been some decisions that if you would have made a different decision, your life would be radically different today. Your relationships, or your income, or your happiness, or your body weight. Everybody's got a story about how the condition affected them. But I can take you two people that went through the same conditions, and one person comes back from war and they kill themselves or other people, and somebody else comes back and they spend all their life working for peace. I can find two people that were abused as a child. One of them lives totally inside themselves, feeling sorry for themselves. The other one becomes somebody who has an incredibly passionate relationship because they're never going to let anybody hurt who they love. Same conditions, different decisions. So when the economy that you're going through right now, it doesn't matter what the season of your economy is. What matters is the decisions you're going to make. And let me give you the 3 decisions you're making every moment you're alive, including in this moment. And you see if it's true or not. First decision you're making right now, in this moment, every moment of your life, is what to focus on. What to focus on totally affects your life. Think about it. Whatever you focus on, you're going to feel, even if it's not true. If you're focusing on, oh my God, you know, the economy's going to go to hell, when you focus on like that, you're going to feel like hell, and your decisions are going to be hang on to what you got. If you're focusing on, everybody's scared to death, this is a perfect time for me to find an ultimate advantage, because during times of maximum pessimism is when you can do the best. If that's your focus, you're going to find a different set of opportunities. Focus equals feeling, focus equals direction, focus shapes everything. What's the problem though? Most of us don't control our focus, we let the world around us do it, don't we? If you're going to turn on the television set, tell me something. What does the news always try to do to get our attention? Tell us what's rosy and beautiful and magnificent? No. Or find something that will jolt us. Which one? Jolt us. In the old days, today the news is in your pocket, right? It comes to you through your Twitter feed. It comes to you by being fed to, you know, for example, by text by friends or whatever. The news follows us. But to get our attention in a world where everyone's fighting for our attention, they're looking for a story to jolt you. In the old days, before you had news in your pocket, you walked by a newspaper stand, and if it said something like, headline at the top said, great weather this weekend, what did you do? Smiled? That's cool. Did you buy the paper? No, I'm not gonna buy the paper. Great weather, I know what I need to know. But if the headline says, big storm coming, what happened? Boom, some money went in that sucker, you pulled out, you need to know more. So the news is so competitive today, 24/7, there's not enough news. They've got to constantly play this game to get your attention. Film at 11, your child could die by drinking the natural water here coming out of this area. And when you get to the story, it's never quite the story, but they use that headline to get you. There are headlines in your own life too, though, aren't there? Headlines we use on ourselves. If you want to change your life, change your focus. I'll give you 3 examples, real quick. Everyone has a pattern of focus. It's not what you focus on in the moment that affects you. It's what you focus on regularly. So for example, Do you tend to focus, personally, you, on what you can control or what you can't control? Those of you focus on what you can control tend to feel more in charge of life. Those that focus on what you can't control, by the way, is there plenty of stuff we can't control in this world, yes or no? Tons. And if you focus on it, you will be depressed. Depressed people constantly focus on what they can't control. Second, and it doesn't matter what drugs you take, if you keep focusing on what you can't control, you're going to get depressed if we add 2 more. Here's another pattern. Do you tend to focus on what you have or what's missing in your life? The tendency today is what's missing, and sometimes we make up what's missing. If you focus on what you have, when you're focused on what you're grateful for, how does your life feel? When you start thinking, oh my God, look at how I'm living. I mean, the worst Australian person who's having the worst, toughest time.
All right, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm gonna just go ahead and share this in the group. As you know, we are time constrained, but awesome stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very important. So, in this business or in life, what you focus on regularly is what you'll attract to yourself, and that's a very, very, very important point. All right, I'm gonna just post it in our chat right now. Okay, everybody can actually listen to it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and introduce, you know, a new friend of mine who, has actually met with me in the week on Zoom, and she has her profession is about dealing with people, psychology, training, mentality, and she has 10 years, over 10 years experience in network marketing, and she's passionate about helping others, come up to a particular level. And she has had massive success in another business that it's very, very difficult to build. It only, most of her customers would have been long term, have to be thinking long term, and that's extremely difficult. And so, I have utmost respect for her, and she is going to be going ahead and taking some time to share with us a master strategy. But remember that it's 90% mentality and 10% strategy. I welcome to the call Miss Sandra Saunders.
Oh, thank you, David. I really appreciate that. That's
welcome.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
And thank you for doing these calls. I think this is really helpful for the team each week, and that you're taking charge. I think it's awesome. So we had a great chat on Zoom the other day, and I'm going to teach you how to take your business from adding one person here and there to blowing up your business. Okay? This is a very key strategy, and it's called a squeeze. And first of all, I didn't get this part done on a document, so I'm going to kind of hold it up and just tell me if you guys can see this. But first, just to understand about your binary, I did it in color codes, and sorry, it's not perfect, but just keep in mind that what we'll be doing, we'll be talking about, it's talking about adding depth to one team at a time. So in other words, whoever is driving depth on the bottom of this team, it's all these people, okay? The blue and the pink and the purple and the green have nothing whatsoever to do with that team right there, because they're not adding right there. The blue is adding there and the purple is adding there, okay? So these are what you call depth teams, because they're driving depth on that team. Does that make sense, first of all? I hope so.
It does. Yes, it does. Go ahead.
Because I can't see anybody. So, all right. So what we want to do is, I think I can share my screen for this part.
Okay.
Let me try. Yes. All right. So what you do is you set up something called, oh, it worked. Yay. This is what you call a squeeze board. So as you're out there and you're talking to people about this opportunity, whether you're doing it through social media, face-to-face, tea parties, whatever you're doing, is if you have a person that's kind of sitting on the fence and they're not quite sure whether they want to get involved with the business or they don't want to get involved with the business. Each team, each one of those depth teams need to have one of these. It's called a squeeze board. And what happens is, say you, and I just gave some examples in here. So let's say on August 10th, Val shared the opportunity with Christy. And Christy was kind of on the fence. She's not quite sure she wants to get in. She doesn't know, if it's something for her. And Val says to her, look, we build it as a team. And Christy's like, well, I don't know if I want to get in. So anybody that week who sees the opportunity will go on this squeeze board. So what you need to do is, first of all, in your team, you need to decide what night is going to be your enrollment night. So if you pick Wednesday night, for example, from Thursday to the following Wednesday is this board gets filled up with prospects that are on the fence. So what happens is, let's say David's out showing the plan, and Catherine says, yes, I want to get started. Instead of David enrolling Catherine in one spot, and he now has added one individual to his team, what he does is David would send a message to the rest of that particular depth team. And he would say, I have a yes. So from there, what you do is you look at your squeeze board and say, okay, well, the last person who's seen the opportunity was Casey. So what he does is, actually, he gets Dion, because she showed the plan. Dion calls up Casey, and Dion will edify Catherine to Casey. So, for example, she could say, Catherine, I think, is going to go really fast. She's a physiotherapist. She knows lots of people. She really loves our product. And I believe she's going to build a huge team. And then you say something very key to Casey. You'd say, Casey, you've seen this opportunity before Catherine, and I want, out of courtesy, I want to give you the opportunity of getting it ahead of Catherine, and now you immediately have somebody on your team to help drive depth. So do you think that you want Catherine on your team, or do you want to be on Catherine's team later on? So what that does, it creates a fear of loss. Number one, you've just showed her we build as a team. We're together on this. We help each other. Because sometimes people think, oh, I can't do this. And even though you say, I'm going to be there with you every step of the way, they don't get it yet. It's not tangible yet. They haven't registered. So if you called Casey and say, hey, you immediately have Catherine to go on your team, what do you think? And you give her that opportunity, well, chances are, like, a lot of people take it. So now Dion would then send a message to the team saying, I have the second yes. So now what we do is we go back and we talk to Kim, because you work from the bottom up. So David showed the plan to Kim, so he would call Kim and he'd say, Kim, I told you this works. I have 2 people to go on your team already. And he does the same spiel. He edifies each one of the people and says, Kim, you can either have Casey and Catherine on your team, or you can be on their team later. So Kim, maybe she says no. So what we do is we go to the next one. So if Kim says yes, David would send out a message on the team to say, hey, I have the third yes. So then what we do is we work our way up the whole ladder till we've called everybody in there. And chances are, out of 10 people, honestly, you're going to get about 6 yeses. That's
Awesome.
the stats I've seen in the past. There's one time that we did this on our team. We had 25 names on the board. We had 1 yes. That 1 yes turned into 15 people going on our team that Wednesday night.
Awesome.
It blows up your teams. Like, it goes from one to multiples, right? And so each one of those teams, can you guys see this?
Yes.
Okay. So each one of those teams, those are your depth teams, right? And you need one of those squeeze boards for each one of these teams. The other thing that you need for each one of these teams is you need a WhatsApp chat for just that team. Because then, because on our WhatsApp chat, there's people that aren't in my business, for example. So if I told them I have a yes, well, it's irrelevant to them. It's not going on their team, right? So each one of these lines, you'd want a group chat so that you can say, I have a yes. Who's going to get the second yes? Or whatever. Call back your people. So you just do it all the way up. The easiest way to do this is when you actually, when you're talking to your people, when you're originally like sharing the opportunity with them, you tell them, you do what's called set them up for the squeeze. You say to them, look, I know you're on the fence right now, but we do build as a team because, together everyone achieves more. So that's what we're going to do. So, by the end of the week, we might have somebody to go on your team. I don't know. I can't promise you anything. Mm-hmm. But, do you think out of 5 or 6 people that were out there sharing it with other people, somebody's going to say yes.
Right.
So we can put them on your team. But I'll call you by Wednesday night and let you know. So it's you set them up. So when you do call them, they go, wow. Okay, so this is real. I can't believe it. And what else did I miss? Oh, and so then you'd have to decide, because sometimes you can't get a hold of people. They have busy lives, right? So you wanna pick one night. So if our week ending is Thursday night at midnight, we'd want to do this by Wednesday night and have all of our people enrolled by Wednesday night, I would think, because sometimes, or started on Wednesday night, but sometimes like credit cards won't process and whatever else, and you don't want to get into that. So you just, you want that one night to do it. Yeah. Any questions? Sorry.
Great job.
I'm tired tonight, so I apologize.
No, that's fine. All right. So what you want to do? Okay. So you're still sharing your screen.
Yeah. So do I X out?
No. Just click. There's an option at the top. You could just stop sharing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right. So, all right. Go ahead. Anybody has questions, you can unmute yourself. Any questions? I think it's a brilliant idea. Welcome to the call, Alicia.
Did everybody understand?
Okay, let me unmute everybody because I think probably. Okay, go ahead and ask again. Everybody understood? Yes? Again? Yes? Okay, I'm hearing some yeses. All right. Okay. All right, let me just call again. All right, let me just go ahead and unmute Sandra. Okay, great. All right, yes, I guess everybody got the idea. Sandra.
Okay, good.
For me, I'll definitely be employing that idea.
Oh, yeah, because your whole team can explode.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't be having, it shouldn't trickle in, it should flood in, especially this kind of opportunity. You're talking about what you guys have your hands on actually blows me away. I was talking to a couple yesterday that used to be in my old business. And we were talking because we used to do one-on-one appointments. I used to get dressed up practically every night, drive to the prospect's home, show a plan that took about an hour to do, drive all the way home. So you're talking about gas in your car, time away from your family, and the whole 9 yards. What you guys have here is freaking amazing compared to going through that. You can plug people into a phone call, for goodness sakes. You can do Zoom. You're contacting a lot of the time over social media, and it's a completely different ball game. And if for what I did, and our product was getting people's minds to think long term in a world that teaches us short term thinking. I mean, for us to put in 15 people in 1 week because of one yes, what you guys have your hands on, you could put in way more than that. Because if you utilize this squeeze effectively, your teams are going to blow up. Like, you guys should be so flat out excited that you cannot stand it because of what you have your hands on.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to stop. I'm going to shut up right now.
Quick question though. Like, how much have you seen in a week for your business, your previous business? You know, like in terms of
dollar-wise?
yeah. Well, all right. Let's talk about members wise or volume wise, and then let's talk about dollar wise. Sure.
So, what do you mean? How much have I seen?
All right. Like 15 people saying yes because of the squeeze, or how much?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've seen when you get one yes, it was very, very, very rare that you just put in one single person.
Okay.
Very,
Awesome.
very rare. But we were, the more people that are sharing the opportunity, the more people that are on that board. Right. What happens is, with what we did before, sometimes you had people doing a lot of activity in 1 week, and then the next week they did hardly anything.
Right.
So there was no consistency. And if you don't put in consistent effort, you can't expect consistent pay.
Right.
That's simple.
Awesome.
So, we would put in, anywhere from 2, 15. A friend of mine had a 21-person squeeze.
Wow.
That was the largest I've ever seen. By the time you get to a certain spot and you're like, hey, we have 10 people go on your team, they don't doubt it. Like, it creates belief in the prospect's head. It creates all of their excuses that they thought of before of, I can't do it, or I don't have time, or I'm not smart enough, or whatever, are completely gone at that point in time.
And this is a business where, it was more of a long term, and we're living a instant gratification society, basically.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So yeah, volumes, I've seen, thousands of points in 1 week just go through the roof.
Awesome.
And I mean, honestly, you think of that just for a second. Anybody who wants to not just go binary qualify, but somebody who wants to qualify as a director.
Right.
You put in 10 people with, say, even 100 points each.
Right.
On both of your teams. You're now director.
Exactly.
Right? So, yeah, it really shouldn't be that difficult.
Awesome. All right, great. All right, so if there are no questions, definitely we also have a question group that we add persons who will participate in the training in, and you can, if a question comes to your mind, you can just shout it in the group. Thank you very much, Sandra, for that.
You're welcome.
And
so we need to sorry, David, we need to create a WhatsApp chat for each one of those individual teams.
Definitely. Oh, right. So the communication is that for each team, for each line, there's a WhatsApp group, right? Awesome.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you want to communicate if you have a yes or not.
Uh-huh.
And often if you get a yes, you can, like, just to spur everybody on, hey,
Right.
who's going to get the second yes?
Right. Excellent.
Right? Or who's going to get the third yes? And it really gives you the any fear that you have in calling people
Right.
or approaching people, it just goes out the window at that point because you're so caught up with the excitement of it all
Right.
that, you know, people that were scared to make phone calls before were jumping on the phone going, we have 3 yeses, what do you think? Kind of thing with people. Just excitement alone.
Right. Excellent. And people make decisions based on emotion and excitement as well.
Exactly.
Excellent. I love it. All right. Great. All right. So our next trainer, once again, thank you very much, Sandra. Our next trainer will be going ahead and doing some onlines, and he has a special assignment for us. You all know Mr. Yannick Prince. Welcome, Mr. Prince.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey, Sandra, thank you very much. That's something I definitely have to try this week.
Definitely.
Definitely. I really appreciate people like Sandra with that type of experience because
Yes.
it gives me a whole new angle on the business.
Yes, definitely. That's powerful stuff. Stuff.
All right, so I'm gonna be brief tonight. There are some things that went through David we're talking about.
Right.
And network marketing, Sandra, back me up. There are really 7 steps to network marketing, they say. Right, I'm gonna read out each of the steps, and they're as follows. You write down your goals, you make your list, you connect with people, you present your opportunity to qualified prospects, you follow up and enroll, you get them started correctly, that's the right package, and you build your team. So those are the 7 steps. All right. So you can do this online or offline, or you can do both. Before you do anything at all, this is the assignment before I even forget. I want everyone on this call to write down the goals. Right? You're going to write down your goals, and we're going to talk about our goals next week. So no shy business. So if your goal is to quit your job, the goal is to retire a spouse, the goal is to buy a mommy a house, there's no limit on your goal. It is your goal. All right? So we're going to do that for next week. So everybody should have their own little book and write it down. So that is assignment. All right. What I wanted to talk about is a daily action plan. Right? So online is not much different from offline in this aspect. You must have a plan. Right? And preferably, if you're going to do something today, it's good to plan it the day before. Right? Not on the day before. All right, so there are a few steps here that I jot down. The first thing first, you need to remind yourself every day why you're in your business. So the top marketers that I realize what they do something called affirmations, in which they do it sometimes 3 times a day, in the morning as they get up, around midday, around lunchtime, and they do it at night just before they go to bed. Right, so this is a way of programming yourself. And you have the goal right in front of you at all times. If you have a little workspace at home too, it will be good to have it written. Even if you have your fridge, you can tuck it in your fridge, you have it written on your fridge too. Right? Very powerful. All right. The next thing though, 30 minutes a day, at the very least 30 minutes a day, you must do personal development. I hear David talking about books. Sandra mentioned about books before in the past. Books are powerful. All the answers to everything I found out are in books. Right? There's a saying that if you want to hide some things from some men, I'm not going to say exactly, you keep it in a book. Right. And it's true. Because books have changed my life. I never used to even like read. until somebody showed me the light, right? And I have a collection. And
Excellent.
trust, it's not hard to have a collection either because we're now in the digital age. You just need the title of the book and you can get it. And if you don't know how to get it, I'll show you how to get it.
Excellent.
All right. I'm even considering, David, to share some of my books with the team.
Yes.
But it's a lot, so I don't really want to overwhelm. But I guess strategically,
Right.
we can share certain books.
Right. We can probably do like 5 books per week or even 1 per week.
Well, to listen to an audiobook, maybe, all right, because I have a driving job.
Right.
It's easier for me because sometimes I have some 2-hour drive, 3-hour drive.
Right.
So, I can finish a book, sometimes a book and a half. I don't know if anybody's like that, but the key time to listen to a book too is in your car, your commute, right? You use the time wisely, and trust me, it process more.
Right.
Whenever you're doing it. There's a title here that it's a must read for everybody in network marketing. It really opened my eyes as well. Your First Year in Network Marketing by Mark Yarnell.
Yes.
That's a must read for anybody getting in. And anybody who just started as well. It teach you all the pitfalls. Talk about family, talk about core, it talk about everything. What you'll face and approaches as well. All right, so we'll talk about that. 30 minutes of personal development at the very least. You can read a book or you can even watch a video on YouTube, like how you're showing the Tony Robbins video.
Right.
You can watch.
Awesome.
All right, next now, proactively engage your target market and audience. This can be done anytime throughout the course of the day. For working people on the go, for me, it's preferably within a lunchtime or before the start of the day. And when you engage with people, because I do a lot of things online, it doesn't matter because the time, you just have to know the time stamp in which you're talking to somebody in the UK versus US versus Jamaica. You're not going to talk to a man in Jamaica 5 o'clock in the morning. You're going to piss him off, right? But that may be a good time in another country. So you can bear that in mind, right? But you need to engage people daily. What I do as well, you see Facebook has a feature. This is why I probably call it Fastbook. You see, a week beforehand, 4 days beforehand, Facebook tells you when somebody's birthday is coming up. And this can also be an opening because 4 days beforehand, you can tell somebody, say, hey, I see that you have a birthday coming up. I want it to be the first to wish you a happy birthday. How are you these days? Or what are you doing these days? And that's opening to a conversation, right?
Yes.
So that's very powerful. Same online. You go through in the mornings, accept new friend requests. You write back to people who sent you messages based on your posts and interactions. And you also comment on people's posts and interactions based if it's appealing to you and if you think there may be opportunity there. I'm still on a daily action plan. Right. If you're using social media, like myself and I see Errol using social media as well too, you want to post 3 to 5 times a day, right? The minimum 3 times a day. And it's always critical. Whenever someone responds to your post, you respond to them with a like or a personal message. You can't message everybody at the same time, but once they like your stuff, right, you can always comment. Right? Also social media. You want to try to make at least 5 new friends a day. It is not very hard. How you deduce if you want somebody to be your friend as well, you just look on the page and look on the type of thing they post. You see them post some a party, a dance, and them something and crazy stuff. I don't think you want that person to be your friend. But if you see it has a positive energy about it, an aura about it, and you see the person, right? Something has to grab you, which is positive. You can reach out to that person and like something on the page and tell them that you like their page. You have a great Facebook page. See that we have a few things in common. Let's connect. The person might respond right away. They might take some time because they may be busy. But also, when you send a friend request to someone, you want to make a note. See, if the person don't respond within a week or 2, you cancel that friend request because that's sending a message to the person not interested to connect with you. All right? But you need to build build your following and build your audience. That's why you need friends. We spoke about that. You need to talk to at least 5 people a day about your business, 5 to 10.
May I interject really quick?
Sure, go ahead.
And at a time, person. Hold on, let me see what's going on here. Right. A lot of time, persons will not accept your friend request if your profile is not up to standard. It is kind of a reiteration of what you said in the friend training.
Right.
All right. That's it.
Right. So that is true.
Yannick.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Tristan.
Hey, Tristan.
Question. You said post 3 to 5 per day.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that before with the training that Candace per day. What do you post?
All right. For example, Tristan, you post positive posts, or you're teaching something. It can be news. You want to stay away from politics, right? But it can be current affairs. You can post lifestyle. You can also post like you're somewhere out and it's beautiful, right? You take a picture. That is it. So it can be anything as long as it's along that line, right? So I don't know if that helps. So if you look on my page, right, I'll post a quote, right? I'll post a picture of myself. I'll post a thought, right? There could be an instance when something happened. Like, for example, one day I was showing this lady the business, right? And I was showing her business, and then her friend came up to her in the gas station and said, "No, man, don't do that, man. I'm not trying to sell the tea, it never worked for me." Right? So the friend talk her out of joining the business, So she's in the same place, same predicament right now. Right? She actually spoke a few weeks ago. And I made a post on Facebook and I say, hey, you have to be careful of who you communicate with or who are your friends, because someone deter you from starting your own business, deterring you from your own dreams, right? When you won't have the same result that they have. So, even something like that, I post and I get a lot of reactions out there. People in different companies, everybody, because even on my page, there are a lot of marketers that I've met over the years. Different companies and so forth. So everybody reacts to that. So it doesn't have to be. It's not something rigid. So you weren't on the last call.
No.
Okay. All right. So in Google, I'm hearing a lot of Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. All right. So so Tristan, for example, now, say something happened last night. Like, for example, me, I was talking to some friends last night, right? And I really had a good conversation with my friends. So on Facebook, I said, okay, I have my friends in mind. I type in quotes with friends or friend quotes and go to Google Images, right? And if there's something there that I like, I just copy that and paste it on Facebook. So if you look on my Facebook right now, you'll see a quote, friends. And people like it. And even based on them liking it, I can start a conversation and bring up my opportunity if I see it fit. So it's not hard and fast.
Okay. Yeah, man, I'm aware of that part. I just wanted to know because I remember the training with Candice where you say it can be pleasure, it can be business. I don't remember the other stuff, but
okay.
Since you're a professional in social media network marketing, so I think I just ask you.
All right, cool. I know so you can always WhatsApp.
Yeah, man, not a problem.
All right, cool. So we are on. All right, so we're talking about 5 to 10 people every day, right? Even me, sometimes I fall off that wagon, but if I really want to make a difference in your life, I realize I need to push out to more people daily. And there's a saying, millionaires don't take weekends off, right? You have some people say, boy, Saturday, Sunday, them now work. Joke thing that. Every day, you can talk to people. It doesn't take hours to talk to people. Just an hour you can commit to talking to 5 people. Sometimes even 10 people. And then you set a follow-up and you do it again. A lot of times I post stuff, even in WhatsApp, and you show that, I follow up and thing, right? It's not very hard. It's not very hard. And it's important you commit to 90-day intervals. Sandra, you can back me up on this. every 90 days, you commit to a goal. You want to achieve something, right? I'm not talking a goal in your head, a goal on paper. Because when it's in your head, it's just a wish. On the paper, it's a real goal. You know? And you apply that and you work it out. And you break it down to a plan, and every day you do something. So pretty much, I'm just thinking of that as a daily action plan. Everybody clear so far?
Yes.
Hope it makes sense. I just leave in my ear now. Hope it makes sense. If I think matter of foolishness, and tell me.
Everybody listening, man. Everybody. I think
Come on,
I can
Yannick.
see
You know you
Sandra.
are the man. You know you're the man.
No, I'm not.
You
When
know.
I'm at 8, that's I feel like the man.
Come on, you know you're the man. Come on.
Yeah, man. So with that said, we run through pretty much. That's a daily action plan. Also, as David mentioned before in the call, it's critical that your page depicts you or who you want to be portrayed as. You can be portrayed as a friendly person, a leader, right? You can be portrayed as anything you want to be, right? But your page must speak for itself. And the page must have a good picture of yourself. No cat, no dog, nothing like that. I keep on saying it. You know, if you send somebody a friend request and you're a puss, it don't make no sense. Right? A lot of people won't take you serious and they'll just discard it. All right. What else are we talking about now? Social media. The most effective things that I've seen and I've tried and used in platforms, 3 platforms are very effective: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. If you don't have these three accounts, you need to have them set up. I was talking to Sandra recently about Instagram, and we are even looking up over some of our leaders, how they set up their Instagram, how they do their thing, right? If you're in doubt, follow somebody who reached somewhere where you want to be. If you're ever in doubt, and trust me, if you follow them, you'll get the similar results, or sometimes even better results. Because this is my opinion. When we put our heads to something, I think we're way better in presenting, in all of that aspect. The thing is, we're just not getting out there as much. So, in order to sell more, you have to get more eyes on yourself. So, even I have to commit myself now to trying to create a video a day. And the video not have to be long, 3 to 5 minutes, just to get more eyes on you. You need to get eyes on your business. Talk to more people, create more content on social media. And it's very, very powerful. Because social media really build up Stormy Wellington, the McCrae's. If you look on it, it's really
That's
spread
right.
out, right? Because there can't be so much places at once. So
Mm-hmm.
it has to be
Exactly.
social. So we can leverage the same tools. There's no difference. No difference. All right. So
Awesome.
I don't want to keep this call too long.
Mm-hmm.
So any questions, guys? Everybody clear?
Yes. I'm
All
loving
right.
it. I'm loving it.
All right.
Every time that you speak, Yannick, it's basically a reminder to self as well, because we probably have heard it before, and it's good to hear. And I said, faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing over and over again. And sometimes people have been hearing stuff for over a long period of time, and then one day it clicks. They're saying this is said that persons are changed by 2 methods: emotional experience or spaced repetition.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, it will click.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So excellent content, and I hope everybody will be doing their homework. If there are not any questions for everybody here on the call, um, so we'll just go ahead and ask 1 more minute for any questions, or if Yannick has any closing comments or Sandra has any closing comments, we could have that right now. And
Well, guys, the only thing I'd like to say, the key to your success lies within you. And at the end of the day, you must take action, right? If you want more, you have to become more. You have to take action. That's the only way we're going to get more results. All right.
Awesome.
And if I can throw something in there, to add to what Yannick said about goal setting is really important. One of the keys to not just set the goal, but to put a reward on it. So once you put a reward on it, so one time I was running for a goal and I wanted this outfit. And so I put a picture of the outfit up, and and it was me trying it on in the store. I took a picture in the mirror at the store of me with the outfit on. And so every morning when I got up, I looked at my goal and I looked at my reward. I would get that outfit, which monetarily suited that goal.
Awesome.
And what that does in your brain, because your conscious mind fires at 4 million neurons a second. Sounds like a lot. Your subconscious fires at 40 billion neurons per second. So in essence, your subconscious is an elephant and your conscious is a little ant. And your subconscious thinks in pictures, in images, and what you constantly tell yourself every day. So exactly what you're saying there, Yannick, about positive affirmations about yourself. But this is why advertising works. You know, you can sit and watch a movie on TV, and if you watch 5 pizza commercials, you want pizza. Even though you just had a turkey dinner or something, you want pizza. You know, and that's because your subconscious feeds into it. And that's why when you watch a movie and somebody passes away, you usually cry. Some do. Some of us do. Cry because it's sad. Your subconscious doesn't know if it's real or fake. That's why people say fake it until you make it, because you know what, you are programming your subconscious every time you do that. If you say to yourself, I am wealthy, I have, you know, this type of car, I send my child to this type of school, and you put it in the positive, is what happens is you will get your elephant charging, and your little ants is just along for the ride, and he'll do whatever your subconscious tells you to do. So when you get that reward, put a picture up, imagine it, look at it, love it, you know, go touch it, smell it, taste it, whatever you have to do, right, you know, at a store or whatever, in order to get that reward for yourself. And tell yourself every day that you have that, and you will.
Awesome. Powerful stuff. Awesome. So thank you very much all. And we are looking for a great week ending on Thursday.
With a squeeze board.
With a squeeze board, of course. I definitely will be separating my groups, restructuring left side, right side, and you know, putting up my Google document on Google, because most people use Google anyways. And let's get it done. And remember, PCC, you know, married your passion with consistency and commitment. All right, guys, have a great night. And let's continue in the group. We are a team. We're working together. We're going to take over the world.
All right. Thank you, too.
Okay, great.
Yeah.